So, Derby Days are a week of events when a bunch of different organizations come together and we pretty much just have a good time and try to raise money for the Huntsman Cancer Institute. It's a really good cause and people love it.
Derby Days offers a really exciting environment. A lot of organizations come together to help us raise money for this foundation, which helps so many people. The first time I witnessed Derby Days, I was not a brother, but the love and support that each brother had for each other really showed me that Derby Days is more than just giving back. For a lot, it's a lifestyle. A lot of people live with cancer and around it, and a lot of people are affected by it. And honestly, we just come together to try and prevent it as much as possible.
So our goal as Lambda Epsilon chapter here at the University of New Haven, we want to reach $30,000 this year. Last year we were just shy of $25,000, and I think with all the support from the campus community and all of our brothers, we can hit that 30,000 goal no problem.
One of the reasons that I went out for Greek life, and Sigma Chi in particular, was the fact that they were so passionate about this philanthropy. And the Huntsman Cancer Institute has really put their foot forward with cancer research and trying to find a cure for this disease.
Every single year, over 600,000 people are impacted by cancer and unfortunately pass away. Over 1 million people every year are diagnosed with cancer. Those statistics alone impact me in such a way that I don't know how I couldn't fight for such a noble cause. My grandfather is someone I've looked up to my entire life. And throughout my childhood and even in the early years of college, he was suffering from cancer. Every time he'd get better, something new would pop up. And time again, I remember my parents sitting down and just saying, well, hopefully this works. And to go through that personally it's something that you don't forget. And it's hard to see someone that you've looked up to your entire life struggle with that.
So cancer has affected me personally. Several years back, I lost my great uncle to leukemia, and I didn't really get to see him much because he lived out in Chicago, Illinois, and obviously I'm here on the East Coast. But every time I got to see him, it was this great feeling I had with him. Then probably about 2011, 2012, I was told that he had leukemia, and he always told me every time I talked to him, when I beat this, I'm gonna come to the East Coast and we're gonna travel all the way down to Florida, road trip style. Unfortunately, that never happened and it was never realized. He passed away about 2015, 2016, and I didn't even get to say goodbye to him, and it just hurt me a lot that I couldn't say goodbye. Sorry. No, we're good. And then the second person was my dad, and he went for a routine, physical checkup at, his doctor's office and whatnot, and they decided that they wanted to run a few extra tests on him, and they discovered that he had kidney cancer. And it was just super shocking to me that my dad, like the strongest man I know, had kidney cancer, but it was early enough to where they could just remove it and be fine. But there was that fear factor that I might lose my dad.
My grandma, my uncle,
my Aunt Janie, and my Uncle Tommy.
My grandpa.
My grandmother, my grandfather, my aunt,
My grandmother.
My grandfather.
My dad, Edward Lefton, and my great uncle, Murray Shane.
Sigma Chi, we had an original pledge of $11 million for the Huntsman Cancer Institute, and we hit that no problem. So this past summer, we pledged $20 million more for to be reached within 7 years, and that is going directly to the building of the Phase 5 Women's Cancer Research Center.
Sigma Chi's are some of the most caring people that are out there, and the world expects more of us than it does of other men.
Saying I'm proud to be part of an organization that fights for such noble causes and helps so many people annually is an understatement. I am honored, I am humbled, but I'm a lot more than proud. I am blessed to be able to be part of an organization that fights so hard for such noble initiatives.
I'm extraordinarily proud of this organization. Everything they do, everything we've done as an organization. You know, we've raised $11 million in half the time that we said we would, and now we've pledged to raise another $20 million on top of it. And it means so much to me to know that we are so serious about fighting cancer and curing cancer, and it makes me extraordinarily proud to be a brother of the Sigma Chi International Fraternity.
Cancer has touched everyone in some way, shape, or form. By raising money for it, we are trying to find a cure. I do believe that we are the generation to end cancer, so why not start here?
This isn't about any individual, this isn't about a school, this isn't about an organization, but this is about giving those million people a hope and a dream to be able to return to their families and say, I am cancer-free.